If you believe or think that you've accomplished transformation, that you've arrived, you most certainly have not arrived.
How do you know you've accomplished a transformation, and you know, what's the best example you could provide of a transformed company?
I was asked once that question because, you know, our consulting is in transformation. I was asked this question by an HR executive: how would we know that we've transformed? And I was a little bit stumped by the question at the time, but I think I came up with a really nice answer. I got out of it, and here was my answer. If you believe or think that you've accomplished transformation, that you've arrived, you most certainly have not arrived. You most certainly have arrived at the wrong place. If you have this illusion that, oh, okay, we transformed now, because inherent in the word transform is a non-starting, non-ending process. You know, it is, you will not accomplish. You will see markers, and the Bradley curve is a marker process that you can classify and see. Okay, we've shifted generally from this paradigm to that paradigm, but like all, you know, in 10, 20 years time from now, there's going to be a new paradigm in front of the Bradley curve or the Hudson model or whatever. We're starting to work on that kind of thinking. What would be the next level of marker to identify that? So you won't know really in those quantitative terms. You'll know in a qualitative way. But if you look at the overall shift in injury rates, I mean, in safety, what do we measure? We measure accidents. You know, it is a stock trade kind of thing. But my question about that is always, is there a real connection between, especially in modern days, between the incidents we have and the actual risks in our organization? And Malcolm used the sentence there in the beginning, which is, I think, extremely important. You have to start with your risks. No matter what you do, this is the primary focus in safety. It's not about safety, it's about risks. And more I engage in this field, the more I think that what we see in terms of risk will never show in stats. And I think I've mentioned to you, Scott, before that I've spent 2 years on the road with a big UK company, mining company around the world, and visited 42 sites that they have, and on this program called Elimination of Fatalities. And what we've seen on the ground in a company that was and is extremely safe in terms of its metrics, it's leading organization. Yet we've seen this swamp of risks hanging around in the organization that just needs coincidence for it to become a fatal accident. And that was an enormous learning for me and for the organization to, you know, we are very deep in our organization. There's almost another layer of performance of risk, if I can call it that, or dynamics of risk that we don't quite understand. You know, if we have an accident, say every 4 years, we have a look at our rates, you know, and oh, this 4 years ago we were there, now we were here. Is that indicative of where we were and where we are now?